Happening now, a Dunkirk murder case shifts under a judge's ruling. The Austin, Texas serial bomber blows up as the FBI closes in.
And I'm Dakota Hunter in the First Defense Weather Center. It's going to be another chilly day today, but it will be dry. But there's a neon light at the end of the tunnel. See if you catch that reference. I'll talk about it coming up.
And we launch a new segment, The Veterans Corner. That's news now for Wednesday, March 21st, 2018.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
And good afternoon. Chautauqua County Judge David Foley chose not to declare a mistrial in the Rebecca Ruiz murder case Wednesday, according to a person familiar with the proceedings. WNY News Now's source said that there was a hearing because the prosecutor's star witness who testified before a grand jury apparently gave conflicting testimony. And DA Patrick Swanson said he was not going to use the witness, Quentin Watts. Earlier, Swanson asked that Watts be given an attorney and that the prosecution felt that Watts may or did perjure himself. Judge David Foley said the defense didn't need to call Watts as a witness but could, and he went on to say that it would not be appropriate to assign an attorney because it could give an impression that he was being charged with a crime. We have much more on this story right now at WNYNewsNow.com. The suspected serial bomber in Austin, Texas, killed himself this morning by setting off an explosive device inside his vehicle as a SWAT team and the feds were closing in for the arrest. Police say they were closing in on Mark Anthony Condit, who he exploded himself in his vehicle, and police warn there may be more bombs unaccounted for. Here's the absolute latest from Austin, Texas.
Investigators searching the house of Mark Anthony Condit, trying to find clues from the suspected serial bomber.
I think there was a treasure trove of information in his house, as well as digital information.
The bombing spree terrorizing Texas came to an explosive conclusion after investigators tracked Condit to a hotel outside of Austin. When the SWAT team approached, police say the 24-year-old man killed himself.
The suspect is deceased and has significant injuries from a blast that occurred from detonating a bomb inside his vehicle.
Since March 2nd, 5 package bombings killed 2 people and injured several others. Police say Condit was skilled and made sophisticated devices. But what investigators don't know is why.
We're still trying to piece together why is it that someone like this would go on this effort. And we don't know if it was a political manifesto or some other anger about some people, or whether or not he really just wanted it to stoke terrorism.
Investigators warn more bombs may be placed in the region.
We are concerned that there still may be other devices out there, and we want to make sure that if people see suspicious packages or bags, they continue to call 911 and report that to the police.
We will be here as long as it takes with our partners to figure out exactly what happened, why it happened, and how it happened.
And we have more on this case at WNYNewsNow.com. This case has gripped a nation and terrorized a community in Austin, Texas. Locally, recent health report shows that Chautauqua County residents don't fare very well when compared to the rest of New York State. The study by the Wisconsin Population Health Institute and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation shows Chautauqua County ranks 58th in health outcomes and 57th in health factors. Numbers from the study show that county residents are more likely to smoke tobacco, be obese, and have children living in poverty in a single-parent family home. On the plus side, county residents are more likely to be insured and have a high school diploma. All right, let's swing by the First Defense Weather Center and check in with our valued and treasured Dakota Hunter. Dakota, give me some good news, brother.
Do you know, I have a feeling that Ryan is trying to get in good with the weather people. I don't know, that's just a hunch. But yeah, it's going to be cold. But hey, at least it's dry. There is no snow for us right now from that nor'easter that's just tracking to our south. It's going to miss us. That's the good news. Let's go in there and take a look at it. We'll take a look at the Viper radar to start off with. And of course, Viper is a higher resolution radar, so we can see some of the lighter precipitation that's falling out there. And you can see some of the light snow that is associated with that storm system just to our south. Now, I think it's going to remain just to our south and not really impact us. So that's obviously the good news out of the whole deal there. Now, going into the SkyVision camera network, live look at Lakewood. You can see some of the traffic down there on Fairmount Avenue. Almost forgot what street that is. That's almost embarrassing. Fairmount Avenue down there, it's 32 with a dew point of 18 with a northeast wind of 5, creates that wind chill index of 27 degrees. So this is way below average to where we should be. We should be in the 40s this time of the year, but things are changing into next week. There's a teaser for you. Partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today, but it will be cold and it will be breezy. Highs range from 28 to 35, and the wind will be north, 10 to 16 miles per hour. The gusts will be around 25 miles per hour at times as well. That north wind will be dragging in that colder air from that nor'easter. So, yeah, still dry, but the good news is things change for next week. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. And now we do advise that this photo may be disturbing to some, but we have to show it just to complete our report. Buffalo Bills wide receiver Isaiah Zay Jones has been arrested and charged with felony vandalism after allegedly breaking glass doors and windows at a Los Angeles apartment complex. Video obtained from TMZ shows a naked man wrestling with his brother Caleb. And the video, obviously, we cannot show. The photo we are showing now is, again, from TMZ. May be disturbing, but it paints a very real picture of what Los Angeles police say happened just last night. We are proud to tell you that we are launching a new program, especially for vets in this community, and there's a lot of them. Our AD Simcoe has more.
Are you a veteran in Chautauqua County? And guess what? You're not alone. There's 10,000 of us. And here at WNY News Now, we wanted to create a place where veterans could get news that is veteran specific. So we're creating the Veterans Corner with AD Simcoe. We're going to keep you informed on what's out there for you, the veteran, what events are going on, what's going on at your local American Legions, VFWs, as well as the PFC Dwyer Foundation. We're going to work with the PFC Dwyer Foundation to ensure that we give them the coverage they need so that you, the veteran, can get information about the events going on and what's out there for you. With the Veterans Corner, this is AD Simcoe on WNY News Now, where coverage for veterans comes first.
All right, that is a very important section of our community, untapped, and thank you, AD, for that wonderful report. Now, on Monday, investigators with the Jamestown-based New York State Police Department arrested Dane Zabinski, 28, of Russell for third-degree insurance fraud and 10 counts of first-degree offering a false instrument for filing. Investigators were tipped off by the Department of Labor that he collected more than $3,000 in unemployment insurance while he was employed. He was arrested and released to an order of appearance in court at a later date.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Oh, it's just going to be another chilly day, but hey, at least the snow stays away. Let's go right back to the SkyVision camera network, and you're looking live on top of One Seneca Tower in downtown Buffalo, and I wanted to put this up mainly because you can see the blue water out on the Niagara River, and this kind of overlooks the Niagara River. Of course, there's the Peace Bridge right there that goes into Canada, and this is the Niagara River. Now, Lake Erie is back this way, but you can kind of see the nice blue water there on the river as well. It's 33 with a dew point of 24, and I believe the anemometer at this camera site is broken. That's why there's nothing showing up there. And of course, the anemometer measures the wind speed, but I believe it's broken. That's why we don't have any number showing up there. But let's go back onto the graphics. And speaking about that, the blue water on the Niagara River, let's take a look at the ice concentration on Lake Erie. All of this blue to green here on the satellite imagery is open water. And the current ice coverage is 21.8%. A lot of it's all melted away because of the warmer temperatures. And the average ice thickness of the ice that's out there is almost 3 inches. But you can see here, as we zoom in here, this is all of the ice that's on Lake Erie. It's now been pushed up our direction out on our end of the lake, and see all these cracks in it? The ice is actually starting to break apart. So if you like ice fishing going out on Lake Erie, not a good idea, because the ice is really starting to break apart, and we expect that to continue breaking apart over the next several days. So the ice is going away on Lake Erie. So that's good news that spring is on the way. Temperatures around the region, it's 27 in Olean, 30 in Springville, 31 in Dunkirk, 30 in Erie, and it's freezing at Buffalo. But the temperature's way off the mark. We should be in the 40s this time of the year, but things will be changing coming into next week. And the temperature outlook over the next 7 days, take a look at this. A straight line for the next 3 days, but the little, the game on The Price is Right, cliffhangers, little yodely guy, yaddy doody doo. We go up, 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 and then we go by Tuesday, 51 degrees by Tuesday. How about that? That is going to be nice. Spring is on the way, but I don't think these warmer temperatures will last all of next week, but who cares? We'll take it. Because, hey, it's been so cold recently. Doppler vision out there, dry scans, nothing is showing up down in our neck of the woods. We can see some of that snow down in PA, and as we zoom the radar out, you can see it better. And again, this is all part of that nor'easter that's going to track along the East Coast. Now, the good news here is that this is not going to be that big devastating storm like the past 3 nor'easters like they've gone through, but this will lay down some pretty good snowfall. This is a late season storm, and what's happening here is this low pressure system is going to merge with this off the coast, and it's going to ride right up the East Coast. So the good news is we are going to be spared just barely this time around. So that's the good news. Live look at downtown Jamestown from the News Now cam. You can see the flag flying there. And again, the flag is always a good indication of how strong the winds are. It's 29 at the airport north of the city. We have a wind chill index of 17 when you combine it with that healthy northeast breeze of 18 miles per hour and a 17-degree dew point. So there you go. Current conditions out there. Now, let's take you through MetroCast here. We'll be at freezing at about at 2 o'clock today. There'll be more clouds than sun, so kind of get used to clouds. Not a whole lot of sun out there for today. As we go to about 4 o'clock, same deal here. It'll be a cold afternoon. Remember, we should be around 44. We'll be just a little over 10 degrees below that. At about 8 o'clock tonight, 27 degrees, and it will be a bit breezy. The winds do remain up, so just kind of keep that in mind. Let's take you through Future Scan here. I've widened out the view here to show you this nor'easter. Now, this is the RPM model, and this model measures 4 kilometers down to the atmosphere, and that actually is a high resolution. Obviously, the lower the kilometer number, the more higher the resolution is. And you can see this is it here. You'd seen it merge, and it's going to work right up the East Coast. But notice us. We're right here. We are going to be fine. We're going to be socked in with some of the cloud cover, but we'll be spared from the snow this time around. Probably a foot or more of snow could pile up there, but again, it's not going to be as devastating as the past several nor'easters. Town by town for tomorrow, and the temperatures really don't go anywhere from where they are today. Pretty much almost a rinse and repeat. A few more, clouds and sunshine, but, temperatures down to the 30s, way below average for this time of the year. And then as we go eastward, pretty much the same story here. Now, I think probably there might be just a few more peaks of sunshine, probably eastward. But again, it's going to be another cold day when temperatures held down into the 30s. Proudly presenting to you the next 7 days of your life, brought to you by Quick Solutions. And there you see 33 for the next 3 of them. And that's an average high each day. And as we expand out the rest of that forecast, there you go. Sunshine and 50s for early next week. But again, I don't think it's going to last, so you might want to enjoy it while you can. And we bring in a few rain showers on Tuesday as well, but that's better than snow showers as well.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
The Main Landing Restaurant excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the main landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The main landing restaurant, excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
It's tax time, so get to Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown for all of your vehicle needs. Service, inspection, vehicle sales, they do it all. For all of your automotive, motorcycle, and ATV service needs, Express Bike and Auto even offers financing. Your true one-stop vehicle shop is Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. They're located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension next to Quick Fill. Express Bike and Auto in Jamestown. Stop looking, start saving today.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to News Now on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I'll call it beautiful for all intents and purposes. I want to kind of deviate away from the normal segment of the news now that we have usually Dakota Hunter and I, or Justin and Dakota, will talk about some of the latest trends in society. I want to bring your attention to a tweet by Jamestown Public Schools Superintendent Brett Apthorpe, and I'm going to read it off my phone, and it says, and this is right after the shooting, the Maryland school shooting at Great Mill yesterday. Brett Apthorpe says, "How much longer until policymakers recognize the mental health crisis amongst our youth?" And I found the tweet particularly disturbing because last year when we were talking about teen suicide and we lost two young ladies to suicide, one of whom attended Jamestown Public High School, and the other one just graduated high school a year before. I asked Brett Apthorpe about the teen suicide epidemic sweeping the nation, and at that point he said he didn't feel it was right to discuss policy with me or any other reporter. He felt it was almost an attack I was putting him under, and you could watch the video on YouTube. It's called Gone Too Soon, about Mariah Schroeder. She was 14 when she hung herself after telling her caretaker, Barb Schroeder, that there was some disturbing bullying going on. I say that to say that Brett Apthorpe's tweet is particularly disgusting to me because of the fact that he called out policymakers for not addressing the mental health crisis in our country by calling them out on Twitter and not reacting or not responding to a question I had on the same thing that gun violence is labeled as, a mental health crisis. And the CDC says that teen suicide and suicide in general is a mental health crisis. I thought it was contradictory of the superintendent to call out policymakers when he didn't want to address the policy or lack thereof that he had. So you could follow me on Twitter at SureToCover. I've not had a response from Dr. Brett Apthorpe, and I'm not calling or criticizing Brett Apthorpe this afternoon. I am questioning the decision to kind of take to Twitter and take a shot at policymakers in a vulnerable situation. Great Mill High School, just one of many schools that we have mass shootings. And whether you want to acknowledge lack of gun policies or blame it on gun policy, mental health falls under all types of umbrellas, and gun violence is one of those umbrellas that we need to address. But I think in not talking about it and taking subliminal shots at policymakers, the same policymakers you're criticizing, one would say that Dr. Brett Apthorpe is a policymaker, policy decision maker with the largest school district in Chautauqua County. I just found it fascinating that he would take to Twitter and criticize those policymakers when he indeed is one. So I will turn to Dakota Hunter. We'll change the subject on this and talk about weather. Now, last year, Dakota, I remember specifically how nice it was because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Faulkner, and I know the weather was fluctuating last year at this point, and I know you're not a fan of long-term computer weather forecasting models, but it's just baffling to me from 1 year to the next how we could get such weather that kind of fluctuates so greatly.
The jet stream always plays good and sometimes she plays dirty. And a lot of it is related to north wind. When we get northerly winds coming out of Canada, you can bet that's going to drag the jet stream to bring in colder air from Canada. And that's where a lot of our cold air comes from. It's from Canada. And so when we get that north to northwest wind coming in from Canada, you can pretty much bet that that's going to shoot our temperatures down. And, it changes every year. 1 year it can be warm, 1 year it could be just absolutely frigid. And we've had, and quite frankly, this winter hasn't been as terrible. It was just this past couple months where we had all this warming, and then it just rapidly turned colder, and then we had all this snow coming. So, yeah, the second leg of winter can always be rough.
So what's the 7-day looking like?
Let's go ahead and take a look at that Quick Solution 7-day forecast one final time on Lynx One. And you can see 33 will be the story for the next 3 days of your life. But hey, the warming trend continues over the weekend, and we go into the 50s for early next week. Yes, that's going to feel nice.
The 50s, huh?
Yes. Now, we should be around 44 this time of the year, so spring comes our way early next week, but I honestly don't believe that's going to last throughout the remainder of the week. There are signs on long-range model guidance, suggestions that April could be colder than average, but of course, we'll keep watching that. But hey, take that 51 and enjoy it.
Did I hear, producer, that we're going to break right now? All right, let's throw it to break on WNY News Now, Facebook Live News Now.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
And welcome back to News Now. Recapping our top story, Chautauqua County Judge David Foley has decided against a mistrial in the Rebecca Ruiz murder case simply because there was some conflict over the star witness Quentin Watts and his reliability. Apparently, the defense attorney for Rebecca Ruiz claimed that the Sixth Amendment right, the Due Process Amendment right, was violated, and Judge Foley decided that it may have been violated. The timing may have been poor to charge Watts with making a false statement. However, the trial will go on. Already 4 mistrials by the prosecutor's office. We have the absolute latest right now available for you to view at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll be back in a moment.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day.
I sat down with the candidate following last night's meeting, an interview you will only see on WNY News Now.
Small, proud, and dedicated community that is shocked, angered, sad.
The old Dunkirk City School building has been remodeled and retrofitted with 21st century technology.
Feel demoralized in a sense by the power structure?
I don't really know. I mean, maybe, but there's just not a lot of information, I guess, to change some things, I suppose.
Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello is in the nation's capital right now, advocating for several water projects in the county.
This ban will ultimately lay down some more snow our way over the next 24 or so hours. Now, zooming the radar out.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
So spring has sprung. That is the official word. Spring will be sprung next week. That's the official word from Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
But I don't think it's going to last for too long, though.
Okay. We're done with this. Dakota, have a great hump day. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. News Now is available 24/7, 365 on WNYNewsNow.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram, even Snapchat. View us at WNY News Now. For A.D. Simcoe, Dakota Hunter, Rory Polero, Matt Hummel, and the vacationing Justin Gould. I'm Ryan Hedrick. We're out.
See you tomorrow.